Welcome in to the first ever full 2-round mock with all 32 users. These are some of my loyal Twitch followers. We were just hanging out playing some Madden. Now we're doing a little live mock draft. We had some trades. Chat. They're a little wild. We had to shut a few of these down. But the first trade is actually a Russell Wilson trade. So we've got the Panthers trading Russell Wilson for Russell Wilson, giving the 8th pick, the 39th pick, pair of first rounders for the next couple of years, Taylor Moton, and the Seahawks giving Russell Wilson the 3rd, or Russell Wilson 3. So there's that trade. Then we also have me taking the shape of the New York Jets, trading Sammy D. If I can just find New York. Where are the Jets? Am I blind? There. 2. Drum roll. Pittsburgh Steelers. And this trade, it's annoying how they, was for the 55th pick and a future 4th. And then we also have the Lions in an excellent trade, moving down with the Washington football team for 19, a future first, and a 2021 4th, which that's probably this pick, right? That's got to be this pick. So there's that. And then after the Seahawks traded away Russell Wilson, they are actually going to make a move for another quarterback on the block. And that is going to be for Marcus Mariota of the former Oakland Raiders. And that trade is pick 56 and a 3rd round next year. A bit of an overpay in my opinion, but whoops, that's 2023. Not that it really matters, but so they get a quarterback that can run their offense, quite literally run their offense, as they get to go old school as they wish with Pete Carroll there. And then the Ravens are going to trade up in another bit of an overpay in my opinion, but not that far off. So the Ravens are going to go from 27 up to pick 16 with the Arizona Cardinals, which is going to be 27, and they're going to give up their 2nd round pick as well to move up to the 16th pick. So there's that, and the draft is underway. So what I'm gonna do here is open up a timer, stopwatch. I'm gonna see if I can get this on the screen as well. It might be a little difficult. Let's see what I can do here. If I go like that. Put that like right there. So there's the timer, which I'll have to kind of toggle back and forth, but that's right, Pat. There's FCS football on right now. Where can we watch the FCS football, Pat? Because I need all the football in my life right now. Let's go ahead and start the draft. Everyone, I hope you guys are ready. I guess I should do an announcement in the Discord that we're starting. If you don't pick in 60 seconds, I make the pick for you. I missed the Deshaun trade. Thank you. I'm sorry I missed that. We have a Deshaun Watson trade as well. I'm glad I did not start this thing yet. So the Texans are moving Deshaun Watson. I don't know how I missed that. So it's not in the trade chat. That's why I missed it. But I think it was 3 and 18. Can someone let me know in the chat what it was? 3-18. Discord slacking. What is this? Slack? Nah, it's Discord. Oh, I see. It's tiny. It's right there. Okay, 3-18. Tua, the 2022 first. And a 2021 fourth, which is probably this pick right here, for Deshaun Watson. So that's a great trade for both parties, I would say. Okay. Let's do the thing. Jags are on the clock. Here we go. I'm assuming we're going Trevor Lawrence here. I just gotta... Is Slack still a thing? A thing, says Moot Binky. I think Slack may have died off, to be honest. But let's get our stopwatch up here. Okay, Jags are taking Trevor Lawrence. No surprise there, which puts me on the clock. And after I traded Sam Darnold, no surprise here. I could have gone after Deshaun Watson, but I did not. We were going to grab Zach Wilson. No surprise there. And that puts the Texans on the clock with Tua Tagovailoa. Interested to see what the Texans do here. I guess I should put my pick in. Unless you want to type in my picks for me as I go. I can do this one. Zachary Wilson. So we'll give the Texans 45 seconds here. I'm gonna pull the Discord up on my other screen here. Don't mind me. Texans are grabbing the big Penei Sewell. So the Texans have Tua behind quite possibly the best tackle duo in the league. And that puts the Falcons on the clock. Sorry, don't mind my Discord loading up. That way I don't have to check this on my phone. All right, Broncos got 30 seconds. Sorry, not Broncos, Falcons. Bengals fans are weeping. That's right. You know, Bengals would love to get their hands on... Wow, we got a surprising pick here from the Falcons. Bengals would love to get their hands on Penei Sewell for sure. So the Falcons are going to be taking... I don't have a weird first name for this player, but Trey Lance. Going ahead of Fields. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. I'm going to be kind of analyzing these as we go. I think Lance and Fields have a similar likelihood of working out with Atlanta. I think they both have very similar skill sets. My gut actually leans towards Trey Lance, even though I can't. There's nothing about his film that really tells me. I think that Lance has showed less bad tape to be afraid of. It's just so difficult between Fields and Lance. It really is. It's just kind of gut feel and taking a leap of faith with one of those players. So the Bengals are running out of time. I'm going to have to pick for the Bengals if he's always typing. And the Bengals are going to take Jamarcus Chase. I'm just making up some dumb names. But Jamar Chase, you guys know how I feel about that pick. Reunite him with Joseph Burrow. So I like that pick, and that puts the Eagles up on the clock. I love how if there's questions about Jamar Chase, it's because he opted out and he hasn't played football for a year. Well, what better place to reignite that chemistry than putting him back with the quarterback he left off with? And with Sewell off the board, I think that's the right decision, assuming there's no trade down there. Their wide receiver core is already stacked, says I love K. Yanyu. It is, but there's definitely room for Chase there because you got T. Higgins on the outside. You got your true slot in Tyler Boyd, but neither of those guys are alphas. You get your alpha in Jamar Chase. I mean, that would instantly be one of the best receiving cores in the entire league. Okay, Eagles running out of time. He is typing. As long as you start typing by the 1 minute mark, I'm cool. Ooh, okay. The Eagles are going to grab Jalen Waddle. The first, actually, that's not true. Jamar Chase just went, but ahead of his wide receiver counterpart at Alabama. Interesting decision. They drafted all that speed last year. Jalen Reagor. They drafted some of those mid-round guys. So, is he redundant with those other pieces you just invested in last year? Potentially. I personally like getting the route runner, the more balanced number one prototype receiver. I think Waddle could work there, but you're almost accepting defeat with the Reagor pick, who's supposed to be that sort of deep threat role. So it's an interesting pick for sure. And then, by the way, the football team who traded up gets Justin Fields, going back to the Ohio State well. Great move for the football team. They did give up a future first-round pick, so he's got to work out, but it's a lot better than banking on Taylor Heineke. So I like that move for the football team. And now the Seahawks, who in this world had their sort of world ripped out from underneath them with the Russell Wilson trade. They went and got Mariota. They beefed up their offensive line. They got Taylor Moton. They recouped a bunch of draft picks. And now they're going to have a new weapon in Kyle Pitts is the pick there. So you're going to have a right tackle in Taylor Moton. You're going to have Kyle Pitts as that mismatch George Kittle, if you will, in this offense. Coming, the new coordinator coming over. Check the trade chat. You guys are throwing me off with these trades, man. I told you to get them done before we... So you want to know if the Bears can send pick 20. Yeah, those are fine. So the 13th pick is traded and the 14th pick is traded. I got you guys. Oh yeah, the 55th pick went to me, so you can't trade that, Steelers. You guys got to figure a different thing out. But the 13th pick has been traded. And we're actually... The picks have come in ahead of my analysis here. But yeah, in the Seahawks situation, I think this is really fascinating. That's why I'm talking about it. I think they could actually... There's a world where that works out for them. They clear up cap space long term. They get a bunch of picks. They increase the offensive line. You get Kyle Pitts. It's fascinating. You're mixing things up there for sure. And if you have to move on from Russell Wilson, I think that could work. The Broncos here grabbing my number one corner, Patrick Surtain. I almost said out of Denver, out of Alabama. Second Bama player off the board. I love that pick. I love the need, the fit, all of it. Those top four quarterbacks are gone already, so it makes sense. Then the Cowboys. A bit of a surprise here. The Cowboys are going to grab Rashawn Slater, kind of accepting that they're injury woes on that offensive line have started to stack up and have amounted some pretty immense injury track record there. So Slater, does he start at left tackle? Do you move on from what's his name at left tackle, the Tyron Smith? Is he starting at guard while Smith gets aged out there? Definitely an intriguing pick there. I wouldn't say it's their biggest need with the secondary issues there, but I don't hate the pick. I'm always a pro take offensive line, especially with the injuries that have stacked up there. And then the New York Giants, a super surprising pick here, gonna grab not Devontae Smith, Rashad Bateman, kind of sticking to what Joe Judge has said about liking thicker wide receivers. That definitely fits the mold with Rashad Bateman. My only thing there is I would make an argument that Rashad Bateman is extremely redundant with Russell Shepard as that sort of number 2 perimeter receiver who also kind of thrives from the slot. I would say that you're going to have a lot of redundancy there with the skill sets of Bateman and Shepard. So I get it. That's what they've said they liked. But I don't know. As much as I like Bateman, I don't know if I can get behind that pick. Okay, so let's reset this now. So the Niners are on the clock. I'm going to start them on the clock right now. Did I say Russell Shepard? Yeah, Sterling Shepard. Thanks, chat. See, I need you guys in the chat for my podcast and my mock draft because I know I screw up a lot of names and I say offense when I mean defense and all that kind of stuff. So the Niners are up. We'll see what they do. He's got 30 seconds. How is that redundant? Well, it's not that they can't both play on the field at the same time, but I think Bateman and Shepard's not a true slot receiver, as you said. It's Marco. Shepard played about half his snaps outside, half his snaps inside. I just think Bateman, he can certainly be a perimeter player, but his versatility, I think both those guys have great versatility, but I don't think you're getting a true X like you describe Bateman to be. I see Bateman as, a Y or a Z or whatever. I don't know if Bateman is a true alpha number 1 guy like an X. And then, yeah, you do have Slayton there as well. But Slayton's going to stick on the outside, and then Shepard and Bateman would just kind of, I think, switch between the slot and outside. But I do like Bateman a lot in the slot. All right, Niners got to make this pick. He's typing. I'm not trying to dump on Rashad Bateman. I'm not taking Bateman over Devontae Smith just because my coach has a stylistic preference. That'll get you in trouble. All right, the Niners are grabbing Caleb Farley. I think that makes sense. Still got to figure out something at left tackle there for the Niners, but feel a huge need. Sherman likely not back there. So I actually need to execute a trade here. So the Niners... the Chargers are going to be trading with the Bears. Could this be a Mac Jones trade up? Bears are going to send the 20th pick 52, and a couple of late round picks next year. So we got 5th and 6th next year for this 13th pick. I love the idea of the Chargers trading down. Darrisaw is there in this world, but you can get an extra 2nd round pick. I think that's an awesome move for the Chargers, and we'll see what the Bears do here. I can only assume it is to jump the Patriots for Mac Jones. I think that's a great move for the Bears. Mac Jones doesn't give you... Oh, wow. PFF has him way down here. Mac Jones doesn't give you a crazy high upside per se, but they could easily be a playoff team with Mac Jones at quarterback. So I like that move a lot. And I definitely think you got to jump the... You definitely got to jump the Patriots to get him. 'em. 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 I agree, Punjay. Win-win trade right there. All right, let's start the clock here. I know they were trying to move this pick, but it doesn't seem like they were able to work it out. So I'm just going to start the clock. Whoops. And that's why in my mock drafts, when I have teams trading up to get Mac Jones, I don't always do it. People are like, why would you trade up for Mac Jones? That's why. You got the football team, you got the Bears. They want to come up and get their quarterback. Vikes going to take Devontae and have the best wide receiver core ever. That'd be nuts. The Vikes love their 2 wide sets, though, so you'd be slowly kissing goodbye to Adam Thielen, I think. But they could make it work. Micah Parsons is falling. I actually don't consider this a fall quite yet. If Micah Parsons gets into the 20s, that's a true fall for me. I think with positional value, he's got some of those off-field concerns. I don't think it's a massive fall for Parsons. So the Vikings are going to grab Devontae Smith. I mean, best player available. It's a good strategy. Thielen is getting up there in age, and that receiving core is disgusting. So I don't hate that at all. So we already have 4 Bama players off the board. Kirk Cousins is happy. That's right. Is JOK to the Chiefs possible? I do think that's possible. I think linebackers, you know, they just haven't had the best track record of day one impact. And I think that scares teams off a little bit. It's kind of like tight ends in the first round. It takes a little longer for these guys. Devin White took time. Roquan Smith took time. Those are 2 of the best. Isaiah Simmons clearly taking time. Those are just the beginning. You know, Patrick Queen didn't have the best rookie season. But the Patriots are going to take Micah Parsons, rolling with whoever they think they can at quarterback. But schematically, Micah Parsons is insane for the Patriots. He is like a better version of Dante Hightower. I think he would play some edge. He would play some off ball. He would play that like thumping, just control linebacker is what I call it, where he's containing the middle gaps. He's got that sideline to sideline speed. Not a true cover player. Can definitely cover, but not asked to do all that. Wow, so the Ravens. Wow, okay. The Ravens traded up here to 16 to take Terrace Marshall. Wow, this is the first pick that I might get a little hostile here. I think that's a really bad move, in my opinion. Is Terrace Marshall the kind of receiver that Lamar Jackson is going to unlock? To like, not to beat around the bush here with Lamar Jackson, but Marshall is a late first, early second round player that I think needs a great situation and a very accurate perimeter thrower to unlock him in an offense that's willing to treat him as that kind of deep threat, just like Marquise Brown is in this offense. And to give up a second round pick to come up and get that player where you are eliminating your center and guard needs, edge needs. I think that is not a very Ravens thing to do, to give up that second round pick to get a player that's probably going to be there at 26 anyway. And if he isn't, I think he'll survive. I think that's a really brutal move there for the Ravens. And Pat says they were trying to get Rashad Bateman. So potentially the way we're doing this kind of screwing them over a little bit. I do think Rashad Bateman would be awesome for the Ravens. So maybe the way that we're doing this, where he couldn't really trade on the fly because he only has a minute to make his pick, kind of hurt him there. But I think you adapt in that situation instead of reaching for Terrace Marshall. There are some really good tackles on the board, by the way. So we'll see what the Raiders choose to do here. I think Rousseau would be a heck of a pick here. He's typing it up. If Rousseau falls to the Raiders at 17, that's got to be a pick. And he does it. Clover Springs, Twitch Prime. Appreciate you, Clover Springs. So that is the pick here. He has wrote in Gregory Rousseau. I love it. Love that pick. I dove into that. I spent the most time on my last mock draft video. If you haven't seen it, it's up on my YouTube. But I spent the most time breaking down that fit specifically and why it makes so much sense for the Raiders. So I love that. And then the Texans are up after trading Watson away. So they got a right tackle for Tua. And what do they do here? Do you keep giving playmakers to Tua? Do you roll with the guys you have? Do you start drafting up that defense a little bit? Could really go in a lot of directions here. Clover Springs came in with a comment, by the way, when he subbed. I noticed Stokes is very low on your draft board. What do you not like about him? I haven't evaluated him yet. I am doing corners last because I know he ran that 40 at his workout facility, but I'm just kind of waiting. Corners are going to be the last position I do because that's the one position that I really do value 40 times at. That and receiver, but even receiver, I think you can really tell by the eye test. Corner, I think there's a really strong correlation between 40 time. But Stokes is, obviously he's going to move up after the 40 time he ran, even if that's a tenth of a second off. A 4.34 is I think it was officially a 4.27 time was what it came in at. So even if you take a tenth of a second off that and say he's ran a 4.37, that's still a hell of a time. So Stokes will be up there when all is said and done. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Okay, so the Texans have made their pick, which puts the Lions on the clock. Oh my God, you guys, you got to see Teddy. Oh, shoot. There we go. Look at this dude. He is just vegging. Are you just vegging, dude? He's conked. He's absolutely conked. All right. The Texans. A good pick here. Christian Barmore. Huge need. That interior defensive line. They've got some youth there now. They have some really solid youth. Let's pull up. I don't hate that at all. Because you're now going to have some quality pieces in there. Because you've got Blacklock. Watkins a free agent, but Amenihue, Blacklock, PJ Hall. They got some pieces in there. It's a really thin group, so I like that move a lot. It's a thin draft class. Get the guy now. He's the one true nose because Blacklock's a little undersized. Amenahue's a little undersized. So I like that move a lot. You get a true kind of real interior nose, one technique, whatever. So that's a good move. And then the Lions are up taking a kneecap biter with some speed. I like it, Lions. Rondale Moore, he fits the mold. Big need at wide receiver, obviously. They just brought in Tyrell Williams. So you got your deep threat, you got your underneath guy. And you got some weapons there for Goff. So I like that. I like that move for Detroit. Good job, Lions. Rondale Moore is definitely a kneecap biter. I could totally see that. And then the Lions are up, the Chargers are up, and oh my God, the Chargers, I already know this pick is going to be Christian Darrisaw. He hasn't put it in yet, but what a frickin' move for the Chargers, dude. Are you kidding me? You move down, you get a extra second rounder from the Bears, and you get the guy that you maybe should have taken anyway at 13. What? We'll see what happens. Pick has not come in yet. Yeah, there it is. We knew it. That's winning the draft right there. You trade down. Whoa, that's a crazy good move. That'd be the type of move that I'm just gushing over. And that puts the Colts on the clock, who are probably bummed that Darasages went, but there is still a left tackle there that's pretty damn good in Samuel Cosme, who's actually a lot lower on PFF's board, down there at 36. But you could go with a Kwity Paye. Yeah, they got Jason Owe really high. Same with Nick Bolton. I don't agree with either of these guys so high. But yeah, Colts could probably go edge, tackle, maybe a JC Horn. We'll see what the Colts do here. He's typing. Samuel Cosme off the board. Hey chat, is it Cosme or Cosme? I should probably start saying that right. You say Cosme like cosmic. Clover Spring says Cosme, so we don't even know. Okay, the Titans are taking Kwity Paye. I think it's a great pick. They need that edge help. He fits the mold. I think he would be actually better at outside linebacker edge than hand in the dirt edge, just based on his play style, where he's kind of leans on that quickness, not necessarily the power. I don't think, Kwity Paye doesn't really lean on like putting his hand in the dirt, flying off the ball, driving those hands inside. He's much better once he's up, once he stands up, when he can just kind of manipulate angles and use that quickness. So I like him in that scheme a lot. I think it's a great pick for the Titans, and that's right around where I have Kwity Paye, in that 20 to 25 range. Anything before that, I question if he's going to pay back as a true like elite edge, but I think in the 20s it's a heck of a pick. I don't, Erad, I don't agree with you. I don't think it's guaranteed that Kwity Paye is gone by pick 20. I think there's a lot of depth in this class that teams are going to be willing to wait on edge a little bit. So the Jets, I'm on the clock. I am on the clock. All right. So we took Zach Wilson. We picked up a second from the Steelers. And I'm looking at receiver and offensive line. The receivers here are definitely not worth it. A lot of receivers have gone. I could take Tevin Jenkins at right tackle to pair with Mekhi Becton. And I think that's the pick. The only other option would be Creed Humphrey here. But I'm gonna go with Tevin Jenkins, because our center right now is McGovern, who was fine, and we can find guards a little later. So I'm going to take the tackle now in Tevin Jenkins, and then we'll figure out some other stuff later, but beefing up that offensive line. And good luck getting through Tevin Jenkins and Mekhi Becton. Frickin' maulers, dude. Whoops. Okay, the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, are on the clock. This is you guys are doing a good job. I think other than the Ravens, I think everyone's doing a pretty good job here. The Bateman pick was interesting, but I mean, I would not rule that past the Giants. The Slater pick was interesting, but I'm never gonna go against a team investing in offensive line. And Waddle, I could see it. And the Seahawks whole situation is fascinating, but if at this point Russell Wilson getting traded, I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world. Oh, Steelers is offline. So I get to make another pick for the Steelers. And I think I'm going to go with the plan all along is to grab the running back. Maybe the Steelers bailed after we turned down all his trades because he was making some crazy moves. But if he is not here to make this pick, we're going to take Najee Harris, the bruising back for the Steelers, who I think kind of unlocks. I criticize teams for taking. Lion says Owe for the Steelers. Yeah, he was too late. It was already a minute 30 in when I made that pick, so they get Najee Harris. Yes, Daniel says, WTF, the Steelers are a first-round running back. Yeah, I'm usually against first-round running back, but I have said that there are situations in the back end of the first round, and like Saquon Barkley was different because he was such a freak, but at the end of the first, if you don't have a ton of like punching you in the face needs, because they say there's about 20 true first-round prospects in each class. When you get into the 20s, it's a lot harder to hit. And you know those running backs are going to hit. You get them on a cheap 5-year contract. And the problem is when you pay those running backs too early, like Zeke. But in the Steelers' case, I actually said like week 5 that if they actually had a really good running game, I would take them more seriously, which I don't say very often. But when you have a defense like that, you have a quality offensive line, and a quarterback that just can't really unleash the vertical offense, I actually think Najee Harris makes a ton of sense because he's going to elevate that run game so much. He's going to elevate the floor and the ceiling of that run game and just take so much pressure off of the whole offense. I mean, the running backs they have there are not getting the job done, and I don't know if there's any backs in this class that are going to elevate the run game like Harris is going to do for them. So I'm rambling. We've had a couple picks come in. The Jags taking JOK, an interesting pick there, but it could work. He would probably play. I think there is room with JOK. I think there is room for him, Schobert, and Miles Jack, because Schobert and Miles Jack are kind of your base linebackers, and then JOK is much closer to a safety and a slot corner than he is an actual linebacker. So he would be, to me, almost that like big nickel box safety, almost like a Cam Chancellor type. And I think there's definitely room for those three. And that's a pretty nasty linebacking core. So I wouldn't normally advise on that, but I think given the guys they have, that could work. And then the Browns took Zaven Collins. I've made this pick before. This is a good move. Where is Zaven Collins on here? PFF light. Oh, he's right there. I like that move. I've made that pick before. I think he gives them some great coverage in the middle of the field. And the Cardinals, Vic, who traded down, stole a second-round pick from the Ravens. Wow, gets J.C. Horn. Heck of a scheme fit. Kind of your Patrick Peterson replacement. Unbelievable move there for the Cards and Vic. Great move. The two teams that traded down here walking away huge winners. The Chargers getting Darrisaw at 20, and the Cardinals getting J.C. Horn. I mean, super steals right there. The Saints here are going to grab Kadarius Toney. I've made that pick before. It makes sense. Gives you that kind of quick separator. Can learn some excellent route running from Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. So I like the sort of position value and kind of, in a lot of ways, best player available. So I think it's a good move. And the Packers are on the clock. Excited to see what EXQ does here. He is typing, so I'm not going to start the timer up. I have my mind on somebody I'd like the Packers to take here. I'm curious the direction he goes here. He stopped typing, so I'm going to put that timer up. Am I worried about Tony's analytical side? Elaborate. I don't know exactly what you mean. Oh, yuck. Yuck, you're screwing us over, EXQ. What are you doing? Is that Gutekunst making this pick? I mean, that is a Gutekunst pick. Wyatt Davis, the guard out of Ohio State. I hate it. but it is the Packers, so it's realistic for me to walk away underwhelmed in the first round. Then the Bills pick is in, so we get to move on quickly from Wyatt Davis there to the Packers. Are going to grab Elijah Vera Tucker. I like that. This is EVT is a total Bills type of lineman. They love those versatile guys. Darrell Williams, Cody Ford. They love guys that can kind of play a little bit of everything. So that makes a lot of sense. It's a need, whether it's at tackle or guard. So I like that pick. And then the Chiefs grabbing Dylan Radunes. I think he's a likely candidate there for the Chiefs. I think it's time for them to use it. Let's put it this way. Even if they don't need a tackle next year, we know their cap situation. You got Schwartz at right tackle is 34 years old. Eric Fisher's in the last year of his contract, coming off an Achilles injury. So even if Radunes doesn't start next year, it is time for the Chiefs to take some precautions for the future at that valuable tackle position. And in a deep tackle class like this, you know they're going to be picking in the bottom 6 like every round. So in the bottom 6, you take a guy that you're probably not going to be able to get your hands on in the future. And I think it makes a ton of sense. I think that's actually very likely going to be what we see. All right, so the Bucks are on the clock. He is typing, and they're going to take Travis Etienne. You guys know I like that pick. I've made that a couple times. Another situation where running back in the first round works for me. His ability to catch the ball to the backfield is Alvin Kamara-esque, and you pair that with Tom Brady, it kind of speaks for itself. So we are into the second round. We're flying. This is a lot of fun. I think I'm definitely going to upload this to the main channel. This is going pretty smooth. We only had to roast one of you guys. We need some more dumb picks so I can get hostile. Jags taking Trayvon Merrick. So going defense here for the Jags. I do get it. I do have some questions about, are you doing everything you can to surround Trevor Lawrence with the best options? I don't hate their receiving core, but you're not getting a Pat Freiermuth here. You're not beefing up the offensive line in a good tackle class. So I like the additions there. I mean, your coverage unit is going to get immensely upgraded. You hope that D-line comes together. So I don't necessarily hate it, but is linebacker and safety, like those guys both playing safety, to be honest, but they're going to be different roles, so they'll definitely have path to playing time. But I do kind of wonder, are you doing the best job to surround Trevor Lawrence with talent there? I think this is a good opportunity to maybe get a tackle or a tight end. All right, so then, I'm on the clock. I forget that I'm actually making picks in this draft. So we took a tackle, and I'd like to add a playmaker here. We do have an extra second round pick from Pittsburgh. So we have 2 picks in this class. I think I'm probably going to take the receiver now. And that receiver is going to be one of my favorite players in this class, Tylan Wallace. Is going to be the pick here. Who I think is a safe number 2 receiver. You hope Mims can develop. Maybe we signed an Allen Robinson or we signed something like that in free agency would be great too. But he is an excellent day 1 starter on the outside. And we're going to beef up that receiving core. We got a slot guy. We got Mims. That's my pick. All right. I also think Wallace he's a great timing receiver. And, he can be kind of what, who's the receiver that was at BYU? Dax Mills? He's going to do a lot of that similar stuff. Comebacks, great deep ball placement. I think him and Wilson would have a great chemistry. And by the way, we're going back-to-back Oklahoma State picks there. Maybe we got to grab what's his name in the in third if we were doing this. Go grab Chuba as well. So thank you, Lions, for filling in my pick in the Discord there. And then the Falcons getting Asante Samuel. Excellent pick value-wise. I don't exactly know what type of scheme. Oh my God, Teddy is snoring. He is just conked. I don't know if you guys heard that little purring, but he is just out for the count. Oh my God, I have never seen him this tired while I was doing this. He's like in a deep slumber. You all right, buddy? Oh my God, he is gonzo. But yeah, I don't know what system the Falcons are going to run, because if they're sticking with that kind of cover 3 thing, like the press cover 3, then I don't think Samuel's a great fit there. But I think they're mixing things up a little bit after striking out on that for the last 5 years. So I like the value. It's a huge need. So I like that pick for the Falcons, assuming the scheme all kind of makes sense. Then for the Dolphins, they're going to grab Elijah Moore. For your first pick here, I don't really like it, to be completely honest. Galab coming in with the Twitch Prime sub, thank you. I just think this next pick actually would have been a little better there. I don't really like that for the Dolphins, because I liked what I saw from Lynn Bowden, who's a very similar player to Elijah Moore. I think there's a bunch of players like Elijah Moore in this class, especially like Jalen Darden. I actually like Jalen Darden more than Elijah Moore, but I don't know. I just don't think that that's, and they still have, don't forget that they have Wilson on roster. Now, they haven't cut him yet or whatever, but where is he? He's down here. Albert Wilson opted out last year. He can play. Don't forget about Albert Wilson. So, and he's 5'9". He's very similar. I don't like that pick for the Dolphins. I would have gone elsewhere there. So then the Eagles grab, wow, Liam Eichenberg. Interesting. I think that's value pick right there. I'm trying to find him here. Where's Liam Eichenberg? PFF, not a big Liam Eichenberg fan. So he's a versatile piece, can play really anywhere in that offensive line. But they've got some depth there that I don't know if I'd be willing to, or I don't think I necessarily need to give up on. You know, you got Lane Johnson, you got Dillard, and Jack Driscoll. You guys know I like me some Jack Driscoll, and then you got Jordan Mailata. So you're probably playing him at left guard, I suppose. I never shred a team for taking offensive line, but if anyone probably didn't need Liam Eichenberg, it's probably the Steelers. But then the Bengals take Jalen Mayfield. Excellent pick there. Wow. PFF, not big on Jalen Mayfield. So now the Seahawks are back up, who have had a pretty nice run here. Getting Kyle Pitts, they got Taylor Moton, they got Marcus Mariota, and now they're taking Azeez Ojulari, beefing up that edge rush. Not a typical Seahawks style there, but maybe that's good for them to mix it up and actually get some athleticism there. So I like it. I mean, the value is excellent. And now the Broncos are up. Broncos pick is coming in. Would a good Kyle Pitts comp be Shannon Sharp? I'm not too educated on what Shannon Sharp was like to answer that, but probably. Okay, Nick Bolton to the Broncos. I don't mind that. Get some athleticism at linebacker there after you went corner. I think it's a solid pick. Can't really critique it. And now the Lions are up, right? So the 49ers is typing, but Lions are up. So where do you go for the Lions here after they took Rondale Moore in the first, which was a sweet pick. start this clock back up. I think Kyle Pitts' comp, in my opinion, should be no comp. We don't need to have a comp for everybody. Kyle Pitts is Kyle Pitts. He's an extremely unique player. I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you're trying to compare him to anyone else. It's the closest thing would be Mike Gesicki, but he's just a much more polished player coming out than Gesicki was. But so the Lions grabbing Jalen Phillips, getting a little risky here. I think he's a kneecap biter. I like that Jason Owe has fallen. You guys are with me on that opinion. PFF's got him at 20. I'm not gonna lie, man. I obviously love PFF, and I can't really say anything bad about PFF. I owe a lot to PFF. Still work for PFF, but I have had some really good opinions going against PFF on the edge rush rankings. PFF really liked Jerry Tillery and hated Rashawn Gary. I went the complete other way. There's other examples I can't think of, but I'm in very strong disagreement with PFF's opinion on Jason Owe. All right, so the next up here is the Giants, who took Rashad Bateman. You think the Lions would pick Phillips IRL? I think he's definitely kind of got that badass mentality. They're looking for kneecap biters, for sure. Wow. Okay, so the Giants taking Ifeatu Melifonwu. Very interesting pick here. Where do we got Melifonwu here? Probably pretty far down. Wow. Did I miss him? I had to have missed him. There he is, 64. I will say, excellent scheme fit. I'm not as high on him, but that is an excellent scheme fit. He's very similar to James Bradbury. Now, I don't know if his zone instincts are like all that great. I haven't really dove into him. But the Giants ran more cover 3 than any team in the entire league. And Ifeatu Melifonwu is an excellent scheme fit. So I'm not going to shred the pick. It's a position of value. I don't think he probably would have been my guy, but I understand scheme fit. So if you like him, get him. That's the Giants strategy. Stay put. Take the guy you like. I could see both of those picks for the Giants. 100%. All right, the Niners grabbing Walker Little, sticking home with Stanford. He could work there. He's not very fast. I know the Niners love tackles that can get up and get on the move. And Walker Little's biggest criticism is he's kind of loaded in his lower body. He's not all that athletic. He's big and strong, but I don't love his mobility for that run blocking system. He's also just in general just not a very good run blocker, period. So I don't know if they would like him necessarily, but it is a need. And he's one of the best players on the board, so I don't hate it. I just don't know if that's their type of tackle. Chargers now. Wait, what did I screw up here? Am I that far behind? So the Cowboys... I think the Chargers... Hang on. Anyway, let's see if they can figure that out. Yeah, he just deleted it. Okay, so the Cowboys take Elijah Molden, enlisting him as a safety out of Washington. Interesting. You know, Molden's kind of that slot guy. I would say if the well, I guess they're all free agents, right? Let's pull up the Cowboys depth chart. So the Cowboys... Jordan Lewis is a free agent, huh? Well, you have Anthony Brown there's not bad in the slot. I guess if you're playing him at strong safety, as kind of that, he's kind of similar to Xavier Woods. I can get behind that. I think it's fine. Probably not the pick I would have made, but it works. It's a B minus pick. And then holy biscuits. We need a soundbite for this one. I think this is the soundbite for the Jags, because if they get this pick at 45.
I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich.
They're rich. Pat Freiermuth, who I've consistently mocked at 25 for them. I thought that should have been the pick at 33. He's still there. Unbelievable. Ugh. I think Pat Freiermuth to the Jags at either here or here is extremely likely. But that's wow. I need another soundbite. I think the rest of the NFL would be getting this soundbite. The rest of the NFL gets this soundbite. The Jags don't.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Hello? You play to win the game.
That's Urban Meyer in this world. All right, Patriots are up. We're going to start the clock on the Patriots. It's been a little bit. Noah Teague says, Jags get an A+ for this draft. I agree. You get your quarterback. You get some defensive help. That middle of the defense is going to be awesome. With Merrick and JOK, and then you get Freiermuth. That's awesome. All right, Pats are taking a little while here. I don't know if Pats are AFK or what's going on. I wouldn't mind making a pick for my division rival Patriots here as the Jets. Just kidding. I will make the best pick I can for the Patriots if he doesn't show up for this. Also, I still can't believe Teddy. You are just unbelievable. How cute you are. Brandon, I have not gotten a chance to check out the mock offseason. Okay, Patriots are forfeiting their pick to me. So the Pats in round 1 took Micah Parsons. We want Teddy Cam. We can put the Teddy Cam up while I make this pick. All right. Kyle Trask was tempting. Although not really. Let's see. We need some receiver. We don't have a 3rd round pick. I know this is redundant with what I've done before, but wow. Trey Walker. I got to check out Trey Walker. Interesting. But I'm going to take Jalen Darden here for the Patriots. Get some speed and separation and playmaking ability there for the Patriots. Love that draft for the Patriots. I guess you're bringing Cam Newton back in this situation, but Jalen Darden with Cam Newton kind of elevates that offense a little bit. Because Cam can't throw the ball very far. Well, Jalen Darden can catch the ball short and turn it into big gains. We have a trade, by the way. Tennessee is going to move down from 53 to 57 for an extra 4th round pick. So I got to remember that. Patriots just came in and said I was going to pick Jalen Darden, so it worked out. So the Chargers are back up, who have had a pretty sweet draft. They moved down to Christian Darrisaw. And then they're going to take a Darius Washington to be kind of a versatile safety for that defense. Brandon Staley loves to deploy multiple safety looks, and that group of safeties, Derwin's going to get used around the box a whole lot, I think. And the guys that are playing up top free safety for them are a little suspect. So I think that's a good move for the Chargers. He could play slot corner for them too if they needed it. And that puts the Raiders up on the clock. Get that stopwatch going. So we got another 20 picks or so. Raiders is typing. Have I checked out the wide receiver from Western Michigan? Dude's a stud. Yes. Dwayne Eskridge. Wow, Raiders. Interesting pick here from the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't hate it. He's going to grab Tamarian Terry. Risky, speedy deep threat. I don't know exactly how he fits in that offense. When you got Henry Ruggs there, they did draft... They took Brian Edwards last year. I like Terry, but I just think with Ruggs there, I don't really see the need for that pick. But you never have enough good receivers, I guess. Interesting pick there, and then the Cards. Oh my god, dude, the Cards. What the hell is going on? What we need the soundbite. Cards might be now winning the draft.
Holy crap. I don't know who the hell we think when we do something like that. Unbelievable. That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful to perform like that. Pitiful.
Well, anyway, this pick. What the heck? How did this happen? This is the league right now.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
The Cards are heading to the Super Bowl because they take Creed Humphrey in the second round after landing J.C. Horn after trading down, and they're going to be picking again in like 6 picks. What the hell? What the hell? We need a Tony Romo to commentate on that. Unreal. Creed reunites with Kyler Murray. And now an awesome pick for the Dolphins. Dipping into this deep edge class, grabbing Joseph Asai, who is an outstanding fit in that defense. I love Asai as the hybrid edge piece there, especially after they cut Van Noy. That's an A-plus pick right there. Just the value alone is a steal, but him in that role, because I don't know if he's not an amazing pass rusher. He's a high-effort dude with the traits, but his versatility as a coverage piece is what really elevates his game, and that's where he's going to be utilized the best in that Belichick-style defense. So, heck of a pick there. And then the football team, we hinted at him earlier, a player that I have not scouted yet. I did not realize that this guy is so well respected. Trey Walker out of San Jose State. So our man drafting for the football team really likes him, some Trey Walker. I don't have any opinion on that because I haven't actually eval'd him. I've done like 30 receivers and I haven't actually done Trey Walker, so I'm excited to dive into him. I'm gonna have to put him on my short list. And that puts the Chargers back on the board, on the clock. I still can't believe this Cardinals draft. Steve Keim would be walking out of the draft room.
You like that? You like that?
Like Kirk Cousins. Teddy has officially looked the other way. No longer cares. He's out. Thank you for the follow, Ruben. Rewben. All right, and the Chargers now taking Jason Owe. That's great value in the second round. It's about where I'm starting to think about Owe, especially now that these guys are gone. I think in this defense, he would definitely work. He would be very used similarly to Leonard Floyd for Brandon Staley, so I like that. There is a player that I really like for that team right here, but always a good pick. Daniel says, should I have taken Diami Brown at 36 instead of Elijah Moore? Let's see. You have Watson now. I think so. I think Diami Brown would have been a better pick than Elijah Moore because I think with Lynn Bowden and what's his name in the slot there already that we talked about, Albert Wilson, and Parker's not a true deep threat. I think Diami Brown is a heck of a football player. Now, that might be a little bit too early. I mean, maybe in real life you tried to trade down there and get him later, but it's not a bad pick for Elijah Moore, but I just think it's a little redundant with some of the assets you already have there. So now the Rams, interesting, trading up for Jabril Cox. So we got to execute this. New York Jets, New York Jets, New York Jets. Where are we? Wait. I'm dumb. The Rams traded with... God, why am I so dumb? Maybe it's because I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Why can't I find the LA Rams? Right there. Okay. So it's 53 for 54 and 140 or something like that. It doesn't really matter. I think it was 140. So you're only giving up a 4th round pick. It's not the end of the world. Oh, force this trade. But I don't know if you need to trade up for Jabril Cox. But if you like him, go get him, I guess. So that's done, and then the Colts are on the clock. I just looked at that Exquisite Warrior. I think I'm going to stay put at 55, but thank you. As much as I want to help out the Packers. But you officially ruined my Packers fanhood with our taking a guard in the first round, so I'm not going to help you out. Colts take Alex Leatherwood. He could work out there. So the Colts took Cosme and now Leatherwood to kind of secure that offensive line. Little bit overkill, but you're starting him at right guard, so you're upgrading there. I don't know if what's his name is a free agent. Let's check that out. That'd be actually pretty sick. Eric Gawinski, but gives you that swingman tackle insurance in case Cosme isn't good. Maybe Leatherwood works out. I think it's a good pick. All right, we are up. And we've added a receiver, we've added a right tackle. Now, I'm thinking interior offensive line. And I think what I'm going to do is grab Trace. Wow, PFF does not like Trey Smith, but I think Trey Smith is the pick here. Guard is my biggest concern. I do like Landon Dickerson, but I don't know if he's necessarily a guard. I like Ben Cleveland, but I'm going to take Trey Smith. I don't know why PFF is so low on him, but we're gonna rock and roll and improve that offensive line. All right, Raiders are up. start that clock. We've got about 8 picks left, 9 picks left. This has been fun. We are definitely going to do this again. This might have to get posted for Mock Draft Monday on the main channel. What do I think of the football team's draft? So you get Fields. I did like the move up for Fields. I think that's definitely worth it in their shoes. Trey Walker, I talked about this. I haven't actually evaluated him yet, so I can't really comment on how much I like that pick or not. But if he's your dude and you like him, they need a receiver, so I'm surprised I haven't evaluated him yet. I'm just kind of learning now in this stream that he's well received, so I got to check him out. How would I participate next time? Well, Loggy, there's a couple ways to find out about how to participate here. Make sure you follow my secondary Twitter account, which is @TFGPlays, which is where it's really the hub for all of my streaming. And you can also join the Discord here, which there's a link right here, where stuff like this also gets announced. And then it's just kind of first come, first serve. All right, so the Raiders are taking a little bit too long here. I'm going to interfere. Not sure where the Raiders are at. So the Raiders have taken Gregory Rousseau, and they've taken Tamorrion Terry, which was an interesting pick. And Raiders are a tough team because they don't have a ton of true needs. Greg Newsome is tempting. You know what I'm going to take is Levi Onwuzurike. Beef up that interior defensive line to play next to Gregory Rousseau. I like Osa Odighizuwa, but the scheme fit there, I'd rather take Onwuzurike. You like linebacker for the Raiders. I think I would disagree with you pretty strongly. I think linebacker is like the only place on the defense that you're happy with the team. Because you just gave a big ass contract to what's his name? Just gave a huge ass contract to Corey Littleton. You're not giving up on Corey Littleton yet after 1 year on a terrible defense. And then you've got Nick Kwiatkowski, was really good last year. And then don't forget, they drafted Tanner Muse in the 3rd round last year. Don't forget about that. He's going to be their weak side. He's going to be starting at weak side. That's the only position that they don't need, right? They got Corey Littleton, their dime linebacker and base starter. You got Nick Kwiatkowski. And then when they do go base, you got Tanner Muse. And yes, I know Littleton was not all that this year, but they paid him over $10 million a year. You're gonna trust the decision you made for another year. So the Titans, after trading down, get Landon Dickerson. Wow. God, he's such a badass. That's a great pick. I don't know if he would start for them day one because he's not a tackle, right? And you have some maulers up there already, but that gives you tons of flexibility because Ben Jones is up there in age. And that's actually not a bad comp at all for Landon Dickerson, is Ben Jones, who I think came out of the SEC. Yeah. Is Tanner Muse playing strong side linebacker for them? Yeah, I mean, in base defense, he'd be the 3rd outside backer. I mean, he got himself up to like 240 pounds, so. Thoughts on the Chargers draft here? I love what the Chargers have done. The 2 second-round picks, I think, were just solid. I wasn't like blown away, but to trade down and get Darrisaw was awesome. I think the 2 second-round picks were good. So the Cardinals are up. Hey, yo, TFG, did I miss most of the stream? Yes, you have missed almost all of the stream. All right, the Cards doubling up at corner, grabbing Tyson Campbell. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't know where PFF has him here. Is PFF like super low on him or something? Oh, maybe. Interesting. Where's their guy? Where's Mr. Campbell? He was 52. I guess I'm just blind. But yeah, I mean that's house money for the Cards. I mean, you've already knocked this out of the park, but my only question there is who's playing in the slot? Are you sliding? You're probably sliding. Man, I'm struggling with the names. The 2.5 hour stream is getting to me. Can only rip off so many names before my brain breaks. But yeah, you're sliding Byron Murphy into the slot where he's awesome. So I'm cool with that. Browns grab Ronnie Perkins. I love that pick. Get you some upside at edge opposite of Myles Garrett. I don't know if he's a day one starter there. Maybe you're banking on a veteran to maybe step up there. But I do really like that pick. There he is. And now the Saints are up. Let's see what the Saints do here. You're guessing I didn't take Najee Harris at 8 like Charlie Casserly. No, I did not. The Saints take Osa Odigizua. I like that. I like that. You're losing some pieces on the interior there. Kind of best player available at this point. I think it's a great pick for the Saints. It's a good draft for them. Get Kadarius Toney and Odigizua. 4 picks left, guys. What do I think of the Browns draft? Well, you got Zaven Collins. I mean, you're beefing up that defense. They're pretty much good to go on O. You get Zaven Collins, you get Ronnie Perkins. I love it. A couple great picks. All right, Bills. Bills are going to grab a defensive tackle, Aleem McNeil. I like it. Aleem McNeil is interesting. Played at like 340 pounds. Is slimming down, so it kind of makes you wonder like how much of a different player is he going to be after he's not being asked to play nose tackle, like zero technique all the time. And he's a tough dude. I think he'd be a day one impact for the Bills at a position in need. He's maybe the best run defending. I think he is the best run defending defensive tackle. I don't think he's going to play at 340 pounds, so you got to kind of translate that a little bit. But I think he's probably the best day one impact defensive tackle in the run game, which was a huge problem for them. So that's a good pick. And I think he could be a quality pass rusher. All right, Packers take Dwayne Eskridge. I like it. After they went guard in the first, not a bad consolation to get Eskridge in the second. We got to find him. I would worry, though, about your corner room. I think the Packers would need to sign some free agent corners in this world. But I do like the way Eskridge fits on that offense. Chiefs are up. Definitely some redemption for the Packers GM. Although, I will say Diami Brown is still there. I would have taken Diami Brown over Eskridge, but Diami Brown, Tutu Atwell. I like those guys better than Eskridge, but I could see Eskridge being a good Packer. And the Chiefs take Quinn Miners, fixing that offensive line in the best of ways. This is a hell of a draft. You guys are doing a great job with these mock drafts. I thought we'd have some trolls in here kind of screwing everything up. Ravens kind of screwed himself over trading up and not getting the guy he wanted. But other than that, I mean, You guys are doing it. This has been an awesome mock draft. Like, definitely got to do this again. You guys must be really smart, or I do a good job educating the world, because these are all like really good drafts, I think. And then the Bucks are going to wrap this thing up with Dylan Moses out of Alabama. Don't fully understand that one. I guess if you're losing Levante David, I suppose. But he's pretty redundant with Devin White. I think they'd probably be better off going with more of a coverage linebacker, because I don't think Devin White's going anywhere anytime soon. But that's the 2-round mock draft. I'll just kind of scroll through this while I close here. This was super fun. I definitely am going to do this again. It's probably going to be a little while, but I'm going to put this up for Mock Draft Monday. I might still do like a reaction to like another mock draft video. But yeah, this was awesome, man. Thank you for everyone that participated. Thanks to the Twitch chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, guys, make sure you follow my secondary Twitter at TFGPlays, so you can find out when other streams are happening, when the next mock draft like this is going to happen. Maybe you can participate in that one. And also follow my Twitch if you are not already. It's twitch.tv/ThatFranchiseGuy. We do lots of fun streams. Gonna be starting a new rebuild one of these days. So this was super fun. I'm gonna head out. Thank you, everyone. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or watching this on Twitch, I'm peacing out. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. And peace.